Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal, and we have another video coming with more testing from the Project Diablo 2 Season 4 beta servers. It's time to test the Barb, and the builds we are going to test with the Barb this season is the Throwbarb specifically, because it has been nerfed. I want to see how good it is. We're going to test the Whirlwind Barb, and we are going to test the Warcry Barb. So we're doing 3 builds from each class, and you can check out the comments down below and the description for directions to the other classes if you want to see those. If you do enjoy this video, please hit me up with a like and a subscribe, and leave your comments down below for what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, take care, and I will see you then. So, here is the Throwbarb. As some of you know, I did play this build in the last season. I had a lot of fun with this build. And it was now told by Senpai and many others that this build was getting nerfed. But we're gonna test it. We're gonna see how well it does, to see if it's still alive or if it's time to put this away in a box underneath your bed. So let's check out the mercenary first. We are running Cannot Be Frozen Gores, 10 attack speed string, Deadly Strike, Laying of Hands. We have triple socket Leviathan with 1 40-15 ED and 2 40-15 max jewels. And we have in the helmet, we have a 15 all res, 15 max. And we have 2 40-15 max jewels in the G phase. And of course, we have the Etten Axe Beast with the exact attack speed breakpoint. So this is going to be interesting to see. Our character is of course running the Mang Song, 1 skill with 4 socket puzzle. We have a crafted Ghost Glaive right here, pretty crazy craft if I have to say so myself. We have a Eth Lacerator with ED and Deadly Strike. ED High Lords. We have a damage reduction corrupted Crown of Ages with what is in here? 15 all res negative requirements. We have 2 of those, and then 15 all res, 15 attack speed. Mageplate Enigma, Deadly Strike, Laying of Hands, Mana Leech, Wisp Projector, Curse Reduction Raven, Curse Reduction String of Ears, and Curse Reduction Gores. We have a couple of max life jewels. We have 1 max FHR, and we have some resistances over here. The charms are 20 all res, 20 all res, and then we have some 10 maxes across the board. And then a Geeds in the end. So we're going to jump into this River of Blood. You can see it's a pretty nasty map, 327 density, with some increased health. So it's going to be interesting to see what this character can do. Let's get up the... Oh, we need to attack speed bug. Yeah, so as you can see, I think this build is doing just fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with this build whatsoever. The fuck is this asshole doing? I have the Butcher event. Okay. The Butcher event in my dungeon here. That was not what I expected when doing a Throwbarb test, but okay. As far as I understood it, he's going to give you Magic Find and Gold Find. You cannot kill him, but if he's in the proximity, you do get Magic Find and Gold Find. So you just kite him around and kill all the stuff, and he's going to give you more and better quality loot. So yeah, the Throwbarb, as you can see, is still doing absolutely fantastically. I can't even notice that this character has lost any power from what we had in the previous season. This character has been nerfed multiple times, but he has been so strong consistently for a long time now. I absolutely love this character. Super, super cool character to play. And I highly suggest you to check out the Throwbarb if you are interested in playing a ranged character. Very, very cool character. So we are actually running away from the butcher guy now. I don't really care about it that much, you know, since this is a test and everything. But I guess you would kind of try to purposefully kite him if you had this guy in your game. Alright, that was the first healing potion to the mercenary. There's a lot of fanaticism. Butcher with fanaticism sounds like a bad idea. Gonna give some old D1 nerds PTSD here, but that's okay. So yeah, this guy, as you can see, absolute beast. So I was thinking to get to Belial, show you how fast that guy is gonna die, and I guess he is right around the corner here somewhere. Even though I know that he has been nerfed. Still a super, super strong character. Still very, very fun, very, very safe. You're standing on a distance, you have really high damage, you have high leech, you have amp damage, you have a very strong mercenary. I absolutely adore this build. It's an amazing build. And particularly when you play him with curse immunity, there is so little that can actually harm you when you're playing on hardcore. Like, look at the damage. Look at this damage. It's just like, it just melts. And I think with Belial going flat there, I think we're gonna call this Throwbarb test. It's a huge success. I think I will probably define this build as... I think this is a straight-up S-tier build. It's very, very strong. This is a really, really fun build, particularly since it's a build that doesn't work in Lord of Destruction or in Resurrected. So if you are looking to play something that you have not played before, check out the Throwbarb. Very, very cool build. But here we are with the next build we're going to test from the Barb. This is the Whirlwind Barb, and the gear is very similar to the gear that we have used on the Throwbarb. The mercenary is exactly the same. So you have the Beast, the G-Face, Levy, Laying of Hands, String, and Gores. And the character is using the Mang Song again. All the same gear. Crown of Ages, High Lords, Enigma, Gore Riders, Raven, String, and Wisp. And then we have the Laying of Hands over here. And the inventory is exactly the same as well. I know that this 15 attack speed doesn't work, but I don't really see any point in making a fuzz out of that. We're just gonna go. The build is as follows. Max Whirlwind. I used to take 1 point in Find Item. You don't need to do that, particularly now when you cannot use Find Item on map bosses. but I still use it particularly for Travincal. Max battle command. I have 1 point in combat reflexes, increased speed, and natural res. Polearm, max iron skin, and whatever points you have spare after you have maxed battle command, you dump those in combat reflexes. If you are mostly playing in a group, you can go for battle orders instead. But I play mostly solo, so I choose combat reflexes. Let's take a look at the map. We have another direction to go, right? Yeah, we do. I wonder if this is going to be the same thing that happened in... Oh yeah, it is. It's going to be exactly the same. Necro video is coming tonight, Welsh. After this, I'm going to compile it after the stream. So I would say about like 3 hours from now. But I mean, this is kind of broken though. I would say this is borderline broken. Jesus Christ. It's too strong. Yeah, broken in a good way, exactly. That's what I mean. I'm not saying it's bad. Wait. Oh, stone skin and something else. Yeah, I mean, the gear is perfect, sure, I understand that, but what in this gear is expensive, though? I mean, I understand that some of this gear is expensive because it has perfect corruptions, but you don't need perfect corruptions. Oh, the soldier. Oh wow, my bad. But what do you define as expensive? Anything over a pole rune is regarded as expensive? No, let me show you how little this matters. Okay, I'm going to show you how little this matters. All right. Alright guys, non-eth Reaper Stall. There's not slam, no sockets, no nothing. Yeah, so... Oh, build is so expensive for it. Yes, too expensive. I understand that the builds that I most of the time make are catered to expensive for most people, but that's because I want to show what the build is capable of doing. And you can always translate my builds into a more budget option. So just because you see a guide video, particularly my guide video, that is quite expensive, it doesn't mean that you can't translate it into your own build. So this is just fine. Like, this is not even a... What ED is this? It's pretty decent ED, I'm not gonna lie, 276, but it's not even corrupted or socketed. So, yeah. This works just fine. We have a, after a chat request, made a cow map that is pretty nasty here. We have a 42% increased maximum life in here. So we're gonna see how this goes. Quick buff up. I'm not sure if I will be able to keep that spirit alive, but we're gonna try. Okay, so as you can see, Keck W. This is absolutely murdering. Yeah, this is bovine genocide going on right here. Like, obviously, because of how Whirlwind is working, it's not unlimited range. I would not go as far as to say as this is an S-tier build. I would say that this is an A-tier build. Particularly in this dungeon. Maybe it will perform better in a dungeon with more confined space. Like, for instance, River of Blood or Throne of Insanity. But right here, it is a little wide. It becomes a lot of traveling. But, you know, this is a super cool build. A lot of fun. One of the most iconic builds in Diablo 2 history. And, yeah, it works really, really well. We have a really nasty fanaticism pack here that barely dented our health pool. Didn't even touch the mercenary, to be fair. So yeah, this is a very, 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 very strong build. I'm gonna do a tiny break. I don't really feel like I need to show this anymore. This is the highest health units in the game for mass farming, and they are also spawned, as we looked at before, with 42% increased maximum life. So the damage is just incredible. We're going to take a tiny little break, and we're going to come back with trying out 2 one-handers instead of a 2-hander. So we have just remade some weapons. We chose to go for some Death Cleavers, Ethereal Death Cleavers with Zod. Not entirely sure what is the best one-hander for Whirlwind, but we're going to try these and then see how they fare against the Reaper's Toll that we tried for a 2-hander. So let's just jump in. This is the map that we started before. Jump in here, and we're off. Substantially lower proc chance on amp. No. That's not even a secret. It does feel like the damage is fairly similar, but the amplify is up much fewer, or much less. I'm wondering. You know, I'm not an expert. I'm not going to proclaim that, but I have an idea that there might have been, when they made the ability hit with both weapons, maybe the second weapon somehow does not proc amp, because it procs a lot less. But yeah, we're gonna do that now, as being suggested in the chat here. This was just a raw smash in the face. So we're gonna utilize Frenzy, and we're gonna see how that goes. I want to say up front before I test this that I don't like having to juggle between Frenzy and Whirlwind. But that being said, let's respec, and we're gonna be back in a couple of seconds. All right, so we have just respect. We now have Frenzy. Where is it? There. So we're gonna try and see if this gets a little better. if you bring up the frenzy stack, and it does seem like it is a little bit higher damage. That is true, it does. I think maybe this is the way to go. I'm not sure I like the whole swapping ability thing though, personally. But this is clearly higher damage. But I still don't like the fact that it procs amp damage considerably less. Yeah, it's like a disco barb. Everything is in a bazillion colors. So yeah, definitely using the frenzy trick will increase your DPS. Not a big fan of amplified damage being so low. So I think that if I were to play this build, I think I would stick to a two-hander, particularly also because the two-hander allows me to play High Lords for more Deadly Strike. I'm actually Deadly Strike capped with the Reaper's Toll that I was using. But can someone explain to me where the max damage ended up? Is it masked inside the adds 20 to 67 damage? That's the only thing I can think of. Okay. Cows. Holy baloney, what a damage. This is like fucking one-shots without that. Jesus Christ. I mean, I feel like this is a big difference. I mean, look at this though. That's incredible. But to be honest, to be absolutely honest, I touched on this upon the Season 3 beta as well. I don't know if any of you remember when I did the Whirlwind Barb test in Season 3. What I ended up saying was that you need the inventory. Because this weapon is completely unplayable if you don't have the attack rating from your inventory. Because I tried it. You won't hit fuck all. So I want to mention at the end of this Whirlwind Barb part of the guide that I still think Reaper's Toll is going to be best in slot for the majority of players until you have a very, very strong inventory with attack rating. If you don't have that, you should probably stick with Reaper's Toll. Then you can improve your inventory while using Reaper's Toll, and then when you can afford something like this, you can swap over to a Cranium Basher. That is my suggestion to you guys for playing Whirlwind. So, that being said, on to the Warcry. So, we're back. with the last Barb build for this video. It is the next day. It is the morning of the next day. We didn't have time to do all of it yesterday. So this is going to be the Warcry Barb. I'm going to show you how I have built it and what I think are the strong points of this character. Let's take a look at the Mercenary first. So there is not really any good way of boosting your character's damage with the Mercenary. Also, because this character usually doesn't use a shield, he kind of lacks damage reduction. So I'm going with the Act 2 Mercenary with Doom. So the reason for this is that you want to, of course, you want to slow everything down around you. The Holy Freeze is going to help you a lot with taking less damage. And, you know, we made a Ghost Spear. That means we need 125 attack speed for auto attack and 105 attack speed for the jab. So if we take a look at the attack speed on the Mercenary, he is at the auto attack speed breakpoint, 125. G-Face with ED and max damage. We also have attack speed and all res in here so that we can reach 75. He's a little under leveled right now, but he's going to be above 75. We have a Levy with 3 40-15s. Laying of Hands with Deadly Strike. String of Ears with max res, because we don't need attack speed on this. Normally we would take attack speed here, and that would be fine, but we're already at the cap, so we're going to go for the max res, just to give him a little bit more survivability. You could go for the DR if you wish, but he is kind of already DR capped with his own aura. And then Cannot Be Frozen, Gores. My gear is on swap, we have nothing. This is just a throwaway. You don't need anything on swap here. The reason you can do it is if you want to have the ability to use Find Item with some extra magic find. But this is definitely not needed. So we are going with the double Grandfather build. And we have Grandfather 5 skills on both with 10 FCR on both. And what we are doing is putting a lot of emphasis on self-sustained. So that's mana after kill and life after kill. Those are very, very important. And you see we have very, very low stats over here. That's also, if you take a look at this, we have negative 45 requirements on these 4 jewels in here. And we have negative 60 requirements on this one over here. And we have 12 mana after kill on this one. When you're on the actual server, you can get rare jewels that have negative requirements and mana and life after kill on them. It was very difficult on the beta server to get something like this, so I had to go with magic ones. So that's why I'm a little low on sustain on this build, but it still works really, really well. You can definitely find better jewels on the actual BattleNet or after the server reset than what I'm using here. And then, you know, see we have 8 life after kill here. We are running the Crown of Ages, so that means we are also going for curse immunity. There is really no good way of boosting damage for this character using sockets either. So I found the corruptions to be worth more than a socket slot. That's why we put the Charm Rune in here. So we have negative requirements and 15 all res in these 2 jewels to boost our all res, and the Charm Rune for Cannot Be Frozen, of course. We have a placeholder FCR amulet because you want to use to the Barb 25 FCR here. So that's basically a crafted that rolls to the Barb with 15 FCR or higher, and then corrupted for 10 more FCR. Enigma, of course, that's a must. 30 FCR Mage Fists, Curse Reduction BK, Curse Reduction SOJ, 30 FCR Arachnid's Mesh, and we have a Curse Reduction Silk Weaves for the mana after kill. Inventory is 9 skillers, between 36 and 40. 20 res Torch, 20 res Annie, and we have 20 life with the resistances across the board to take us to about 130 all res. The build is pretty straightforward. Nothing in combat, and the cool thing with this is that you don't need anything in weapon masteries. So that means that you have a lot of points to put into Warcry. So you put 1 point in reflexes, increased speed, and natural res. You max Iron Skin for the damage reduction. You can see it here. We are at we have 29% damage reduction here. And in the Warcries, you obviously max the Warcry, which is your main skill, and then take a look at the synergies. Well, Howl and Battlecry are your highest damage synergies, so you go for those first. So we have Battlecry and Howl. And then after that, you obviously want Battle Command for the +3 to skills. So you go for that one. And then after that, you know, it's between either Shout or Battle Orders. And Battle Orders is obviously giving you life, so you're going to go for the Battle Orders with the remaining points. So that's pretty much what you can do. I guess you can skip the Iron Skin points if you're playing on softcore and dump them in here to get both some more damage and life. But for me, I chose to go with damage reduction. Alright, so since our new map doesn't work, we are forced to go with a different one. So let's go for the cow map. We have a 322 density cow map. Not the worst of affixes here, but the reduced physical damage is kind of yikes. Okay. So as you can see, this build works quite fine. Yeah, you just gotta play it without sound. That's basically what you have to do, because you're gonna go absolutely mad from this sound eventually. And you know, it's the normal regular rotation. So teleport debuff with Warcry. So this build is super strong. And I think it is an argument to use Reaper's Toll, but particularly for hardcore, I feel like the safety from wearing Doom is just unparalleled. It's very strong, and to have that Holy Freeze safety there when you're not even running maximum DR, we are running. Well, we're supposed to have 32% DR when the aura is active, but I don't think his aura is active yet. I can go up to the boss and show you guys. The single target isn't incredible, of course. But you know, it makes up for that in AoE. It just annihilates everything. And having so much life and mana after kill is very nice. So it means that even if you do take a hit, you see, I was taking a hit or two over there, but you will just immediately get that back up to full. This is just crazy fast right now. So you can do cow maps, like you can do 300 density cow maps in like 15 minutes. Very, very strong. And this is just one of the maps that we are able to do. And that it's one more important thing, obviously, the fact that you're curse immune here. So as long as you get the rotation right, you cast Warcry right after the teleport, you get the debuff, your DPS is going to be so high, it's incredible. I'm not killing everything here on purpose, obviously, because we were just trying to get to the last boss. Do a 10-hour YouTube video of the Warcry Barb. Yeah, you might actually go insane if you do that. Some fast monsters. Okay, so here's the single target DPS. As you can see, it's not bad. It's not great, of course, but it's just fine. But I think that we have probably seen enough of the Warcry Barb. You can see how he plays. It's a really, really strong build, and I'll just have a little bit of a recap at the end here, if I can remember what we did. So this build, the Warcry build, it's all about sustain. Mana per kill, life per kill. Get those rare jewels with negative requirements and put them into grandfathers. That's the way that you build up this character. And you can get a lot better rare jewels than what I have here. I only have 8 life per kill. I'm sure you can get probably up to 15. So as a small recap, we tested the Throwbarb yesterday. The Throwbarb was super, super good. I think I called the Throwbarb a S tier build. The Warcry build is definitely an S tier build in my opinion. Maybe A+. Very, very strong. The same with Whirlwind. Although Whirlwind has some limitations. So I think I would call Whirlwind an A tier build. It's not quite S tier, but it's also a very strong build. So that was the Barb. Tested 3 builds. All 3 builds, at least for me, for the Barb, has been very, very strong. There's not too big of a difference in clear speed. Very different play styles. So if you do enjoy the Barb, you can find a very diverse way of playing it. And there's also a couple of more builds that we haven't been able to test. But thank you for watching this Barb video. If you do enjoy it, leave me up with a subscribe and a like, and then leave your comment down below for what you want to see in the next video. Until then, take care, and I will see you soon.